All right, thank you for coming. Let's stand whenever you're ready. Wow. Whatever, man. Here we are. The sun is out again. We're going to take the feet apart about the distance of the shoulders. We're going to let the hands hang down and just shake them a little bit. But as soon as we stand, we're going to pull the belly a little bit tight, and we're going to stand up a little bit taller. Sit up, stand up, whatever, something. Get up, stand up. Wait a second. Okay. And then let's just swing from side to side. And again, feet a little bit apart will give you a better stability, but like everything, it's all totally up to you. And just one thing about the Oscars, just one thing. It's not enough just to be nominated. Okay, so we'll pick one side, we'll look over the shoulder, but still we pull the navel in and we reach up through the top of the head into this little kind of light twist. And then let's go all the way over to the other side and just switch it. So hand over on the other side. Standing up straight and tall through the center line as we look back. Excellent. Back to center. Let's bring the feet together for this stance that we'll come to over and over again. It is big toes together, ankles a little bit apart. We're going to pull the belly in with the shoulders dropping down, and for me, the palms facing forward with the thumbs out changes the action in the shoulders, but I did it for almost a decade with palms in, so whatever you want to do. We're going to breathe in as we reach up and look up. We're going to breathe out as we fold all the way down, hinging at the waist, bringing the fingers low as they go with the legs in the direction of straight. Keep the hands down low. We're going to look up and lengthen the tail through the eyeballs. We're going to forward fold on the out breath and all the way back up, breathing in through the nose. We're going to reach back up like we're clapping the sun. Bring the hands together, look up, bring it down through the heart center. We're going to push into the earth with the hands, circling back up with the arms, breathing in again. Breathing out, folding down again, fingers low, keeping them down there. And we look up, and we forward fold. All the way back up, reaching out and up. Down through the heart center. Again, we push into the earth. We circle all the way back up, breath in. Breathing out, folding down. Again, fingers low. And we look up. And we forward fold. All the way back up. I have to make a confession. Down through the heart center. I did not watch the Oscars. All the way back up, breathing in. I have some resentments I need to release. Fold all the way down again, fingers low. We're going to look up, and then from here we're going to step back to the top of push-up. I used to live right down the street, and you have 8 hours of helicopters over your apartment. Right, Enrique? 8 hours of So I said, no more. Belly tight, legs tight, shoulders over wrists. Long line from the crown of your head to your heels, almost like we're standing, but we're not standing. We're planking. Good. When you're ready, lower down, drop down, maybe hover 2 inches. Up dog, roll forward, legs tight, toes pointing back so on the laces part of the feet. Waist is hanging, hovering. Down dog, tuck the toes, pull the heels up and back. So feet are about 2 fists apart. Let's bend the right leg while we're looking at them, and then the opposite heel pushes down, and then back and forth, kind of like you're pedaling a bike as you look back. And we're looking back, which is part of the pose, so the head is tucking a little bit. Those hands are wide, about the distance to your shoulders. It's our usual dog. Well, I may talk about this dog a little bit more today. And then step walk to the top of the mat, bringing the feet together, fingers low. Keep them down. We're going to look up. And we're going to forward fold again. Come on all the way back up, sweeping the arms up. Grab the sun. Bring it down to the heart. Push it down into the earth. Circle all the way back up, breathing in through your nose. Breathing out through the nose, we fold down again, fingers low. We keep them down. We're going to look up. We're going to step back again, top of push-up. So the top of this plank measures off both dogs, so the feet don't come forward or back. We lower down, hovering 2 inches, and then we roll forward onto the tops of the feet. Up dog, the feet are right there, and then we either tuck the toes, which is a little easier, or roll back on the toes for down dog, and again, the feet stay right there. So it's perfectly measured. We don't try to get the heels down by moving the feet. In fact, if the heels don't get down, we're better off because we're still stretching. Take a breath in, come up high on the toes. As you breathe out, push the heels in the direction of down. And a couple more like that, please. All right, step, hop, walk, top of the mat, toes together. We look up, breath in. Breathing out, forward fold. All the way back up, reaching out and up. Hands together above the head in prayer. We look up, then we bring the prayer down to the heart. We push it into the earth. We circle back up, breathing in again. Breathing out again, folding down, fingers low, just like before. We keep those fingers down and the legs straight. We look up, we lengthen the tail through the eyeballs, and then we step back to the top of push-up again with the belly and legs tight. We lower down and we hover tight. Up dog, only the legs tight, and down dog, pulling up and back. So as always and forever, this is your life. But you're welcome to rest anytime you want. Take a break. Don't assume that I know what you're feeling, because I do not. So if it gets to be too much, just chill out and take a break and then rejoin us. All right, step, hop, top of the mat, toes together. We look up, breath in. Breathing out, forward fold. Come on all the way back up. Today, let's intertwine all but the pointing fingers, which will point up to the sun. And let's arch back a little bit. Good. Back to center we come, and we'll take the feet apart the distance of the shoulders. We're going to lean over to the right. And over to the left. Back to center. Push the walls out. Push everything out. And we're going to turn and look to the right with the palms pushing out and away, arms straight out. Yep, excellent. And then on over to the other side, looking to the left, just shifting. Put most of the turning in the top of the body if you can. Good. Back to center, arms down. So back to feet together again, big toes touching, ankles apart. What's up, squirrel? Let the knees fall together as you sit in chair, Utkatasana. See if you can be straight up like a rocket. Good. We're going to straight everything. We're going to forward fold again, bringing the fingers down low. We're going to look up again. We're going to step back to that top of that push-up again. We're going to lower down and drop down. Up dog, legs tight, and down dog, pulling up and back. Become a little bit aware of your right hand and feel kind of its placement. We're going to be aiming in that direction. We're going to do warrior one, so step the right foot to the top of the mat, a little right of center. The left foot pivots out flat in the back. We're going to reach the arms all the way up. Great. Yes. And the reason we step a little bit to the outside of center is so that we can be heel to heel aligned. And you'll notice mostly in the other hip coming forward, it won't be uncomfortable. If you're heel to arch, it's going to be a little different. We're going to stay standing, reach the left arm forward. So we're going to shift the shoulder in. Excellent. Touch the sky again. And then put the hands back at the top of the mat. Step back to that plank again. Lower down, let the elbows come against the ribs. Up dog, legs tight, and down dog, pulling up and back. Let's do that on the left. So we step out like we're trying to line up heel to heel. So we're anticipating where the back foot is turning out. So we want to be heel to heel or wider. We're going to reach back up. All right. We're going to reach that right arm forward. So we're trying to make the shoulder squaring to the front of the space as we're lengthening up again through the spine, top of head. Great. Please touch the sky. And hands back down, top of mat. We step back, top of push-up again. Lower down. Up dog, clenching the legs. And down dog, pulling up and back. Nice. These clenching the legs, these are what people refer to as locks, and they're mostly only referred deep, deep, deep in the Ashtanga community, but they're important. All right, step hop, top of the mat, toes together. We look up, breath in. Breathing out, forward fold. Feet and knees together, sitting in chair. And then standing again, like our starting position is our ending position. And we go again, sit in chair. Come all the way up and over, folding down again, fingers low. We keep them low. We look up. We step back, top of that push-up again. We're going to lower down and drop down, up dog, and down dog. And again on the right foot steps, top of the mat, left foot turns out. We're going to reach the arms back up. We're squaring. We're thinking about the squaring of the whole torso straight forward. If you can get it to go, it doesn't have to. Let's bring the hands together in prayer to the sun. Oh, I'm so glad it's sunny right now. Excellent. Hands back down, step back, top of push-up, lower down, drop down, up dog, and down dog, and left side, please. Left foot is stepping, top of the mat. Arms up, hands together, prayer to the sun. Surya Namaskara, salute to the sun. Excellent. Hands back down, step back, top of push-up again, lower down, up dog, and down dog, and great. And again, remember, all the time you're welcome to rest. If you ever come to yoga and you're like, oh, man, I don't know, I was up all night at the Oscar party doing whatever, just come here and rest. Hang out in the community, do the poses in your mind. All right, step hop, top of the mat, toes together. We look up, breath in, breathing out, forward fold. Feet and knees together, chair. And standing, arms all the way down. All right, let's do a couple more. Sit in chair again. Good, come all the way up and over, folding down, fingers low. We look up, we step back, top of push-up. Lower down, drop down, up dog, legs tight. Down dog, pulling up and back. Right side, warrior one again, right foot steps. All the way back up. So again, hands together in prayer above the head. And then on this one, if you feel like it, arch back a little bit. Excellent. Hands back down, step back, top of push-up. Lower down and drop down. Up dog, legs tight. Down dog, pulling up and back. Let's do left side. Left foot is stepping all the way back up. Again, hands together in prayer to the sun, looking up if it doesn't bother your neck, and then arching back a little bit if you feel like it. Excellent. Hands back down, step back, top of push-up, lower down, drop down, up dog, and down dog, and nice. We're going to stay here. Again, you're welcome to rest. Are you still sick? Okay, good. I was going to not touch you.
You can.
Okay. All righty, step hop, top of the mat, toes together. We look up, we forward fold, feet and knees together. Please sit in chair and stand. We're going to do the last one with Warrior 2. I'll talk us through it and into it when we get there. Sit in chair. Come all the way up and over, folding down, fingers low. We look up, we step back, top of push-up. Tight, lower down, hover tight. Up dog, legs only tight. Down dog, pulling up and back. Let's go directly straight on to Warrior 2. So the right foot steps, same kind of stance. We want to be heel to heel. I mean, some people teach Warrior 2 heel to arch, and that totally is okay. But all the rest of the poses are heel to heel, so what's the point? And this can be done as well, heel to heel. So once we're here in Warrior 2, let's exaggerate the stance a little bit. Give me 2 or 3 inches with that front foot up there further. Yeah. So here, I want you to think, once we get to that stance where we're like maybe pushing the boundaries of how far apart we can come, unless you're one of those crazy flexible people. Once there, feel the back foot like it's almost trying to come up a little bit on the outside edge. Rotate that back foot like so. This is the back foot flat down, the outside edge of it down into the mat. And we look at the fingers in front of us. We pull the navel in as the shoulders hang. We stare at the fingers. We breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. We hear the breath and we look at the visual, and that is it. That's the whole world for this moment. Excellent. Cartwheel the hands top of the mat again. Step back, top of push-up. Lower down, drop down, up dog, and down dog. Well, let's do the left foot stepping up into warrior 2. And once you are up, if you want to give it a couple more inches on that foot, so make that stance a little longer. I know it's hard up here, but you want to have that back foot at least 90 degrees, if not turned up a little bit. Belly tight, lengthen the stance, shoulders dropping down, breathing and looking at the fingers in front of you. Just a little bit longer. We want that knee over the ankle in the front. Great. Cartwheel the hands again, top of the mat, step back, top of push-up. Lower down, up dog, and down dog. And nice, excellent. We're going to stay here a little bit. Just so you know, if I'm moving you around, it is more of an adjustment than a correction, right? And remember, we're coming to a yoga class, not a yoga I know everything. So, all right, step hop, top of the mat, toes together. We look up, breath in. Breathing out, forward fold. Feet and knees together, sitting in chair. Let's stay in chair. Let's do something a little different today. Intertwine the fingers, turn the palms to the sky. Those of you that came here for like a workout kind of deal, you're welcome to come up on the toes. You're welcome to keep the feet flat, which is what I'll do. We're trying to turn the thumbs higher, the pinkies down lower with the palms facing up to the sun. Pull the belly in, tight core. Breathe in the nose. Alrighty, please stand, arms down. Take the feet apart. We're going straight to it today. Reach the peace fingers up, pointing and swearing finger. We're going to fold down. We're scooping under the big toe, thumb touching on the inside, toes pushing the fingers down. We're going to pull the elbows away from the ears. Then we're lengthening the tail to the crown of the head. So we're trying to almost bring the top of the head down towards the mat between our big toes. But, you know, some of us maybe even have to bend the legs, like myself included. So it's difficult, but we want it to be a little difficult. We're pushing into that. We're making tension. We're breathing into the tension. We're lengthening the spine. We're getting taller. Come all the way back up. Touch the sun again. Hands all the way up. Each full hand now from the front underneath the foot. So lift the foot and stick the hand under the foot, palm to sole, with the toes trying to touch the legs. A lot more of us will have to bend the legs to make this one reasonable. So go ahead and make it reasonable. Then if you want a little bit of a fight, pull up on the feet a little bit, push the legs in the direction of straight, lengthen the tail to the crown of your head, and lengthen your breath. Alrighty, let's stand with the arms right down at the sides, nice and heavy. And we'll bring the feet back together again, big toes touching, ankles a little bit apart. Okay. Chair pose, it's called Utkatasana. Actually translates to the fierce pose. The whole chair thing is just a look, I guess. Let the knees fall together, sit in chair, Utkatasana. Good, come all the way up over, folding down again, fingers low, forward fold. We keep those fingers down, we're going to look up. We're going to step back to that top of that push-up with the belly and the legs tight. We're going to lower down and drop down, maybe hover, up dog, and down dog. And let's do warrior 2 again on the right foot steps. We don't have to make a crazy long stance on this one because we're going to use it for other poses. Just a good guideline people will often say about the distance of one of your legs. The spine is running straight up the middle. It's hard because we're on a bit of an incline, so we're not reaching forward or back. We want the spine to be reaching up like a tree to the crown of our head for the sun. Good. Let's straighten the leg in the front. We're going to reach out a bit, so we're changing the orientation of the hip. Reach forward and then right hand down, left arm up. Come back up for 1 second. So if you go like this, the hip is in a different place. And so are the ribs, so the ribs aren't pushing against the hip.
Got it.
Yeah. We're lengthening wrist to wrist. We're lengthening tail to the crown of the head. We are trying to be squeezed between the panes of glass. And then we lengthen out taller and taller. Keep breathing. Keep listening to the sound of your breath. We're going to stay a little bit longer. Both hands on the shin for 1 moment, please. I personally would shorten the stance a couple inches, totally up to you. Keep the left hand down there and reach the right arm up for the twist of the triangle. You see, Marie has the back of her hand on the outside of her leg here. This is a great leverage point to get this shoulder to rotate down, under, and through, because it's a tough pose, right? And then even as we do that, we are attempting to lengthen through the tail to the crown of the head. The legs straight and the feet flat. Geez, so much stuff. All right, hands back down, step back, top of push-up, lower down, drop down, up dog, and down dog. Okay, let's do all of that on the left foot steps. All right, here come the squirrels. Okay. So straight the leg in the front and then reach a bit forward because we want to change this back hip, and then left hand down, right arm up. Hand on the shin is awesome as long as we're not shoving the weight down there. Palms out and away is what I do. If the hand starts to get way down where you're close to the toe, I'll eventually someday say something about that. Something positive. Maybe. Stay a little longer, breathe a little deeper. This is my leg. Yep. Awesome. And again, both hands on the shin. We're going to call this our peak pose. You shorten the stance if you like. Right hand remains down, left arm up, twisting the triangle. So again, hand on the shin is great. Back of the hand outside of the leg is an awesome leverage. If your hand gets down on the inside, you want it next to the foot. If it gets down on the outside, whoo, that's hard. But also right next to the foot, in there tight. Nice. Hands back down, step back, top of push-up, lower down and drop down, up dog and down dog. Great job. We're going to stay here a little bit. Just breathing. All right, step hop, top of the mat, toes together. We look up, breath in. Breathing out, forward fold. Feet on knees together. Utkatasana, the chair. And standing, shoulders down. Belly runs in and up. Let's do some more. This will be mildly lighter. Sit in chair again. Come all the way up over, folding down, forward fold. We're going to look up. We're going to step back to the top of push-up, like standing tight. We're going to lower down and drop down, up dog, legs tight, and down dog, pulling up and back. Let's do warrior two again with the right foot to the top of the mat. Excellent. From here, we're going to do a pose called extended side angle by taking the center of the right forearm, placing it on the knee. You could make a fist or splay the fingers. And reach the left arm up and over. It comes towards the ear. Then you look along the sky, the armpit to the sky. the palms facing the ground. We're lengthening that long line. Those of you that want to are welcome to take the right hand and put it on the ground inside or outside the foot, as long as you're not pushing the knee around. We are still and always attempting to also pull the left hip back. It can be tough. And if the hand goes on the ground out in the front, we look a little bit to the fingers. Any chance even the fingertips would just go right there? Yeah, awesome. Let's come back up to Warrior Two. We're going to turn the right hand so the palm faces the sky. We're going to take the left hand around the back, grabbing your pocket of your shirt or the leg. But pull the navel in so that we don't curve the back to get the leg. Keep the knee over the ankle, arch back. Palm is now facing the foot behind us. We are trying to direct the left shoulder as a straight line to the building behind us. We're breathing, the belly is tight. We're still holding the core all the time. Easy. Alrighty, cartwheel the hands top of the mat, step back, top of push-up, lower down, up dog, down dog, and alright. Left side, left foot steps all the way up, Warrior Two. Here we are again. And we'll take the left forearm now. Center of it works really well right out there towards the knee. Right arm up and over. Maybe staying here. Maybe putting the left hand down. Trying to rotate the right shoulder back and the right hip and still pulling the navel in, so we're trying to avoid getting the curvature of the body. We're trying to make these straight lines. Breathing. All right, back to Warrior Two. We're going to turn the left hand so the palm faces the sun. Right hand around the back again, and you can arch back. Just keep that knee from moving. Because you see, once it gets out of our sight, it has a tendency to drift a bit. Easy. Let's just stay standing today. Come back to center. We want the feet mostly pointing forward initially. They're about the distance of your elbows. And then we're going to turn the toes slightly out and do the sun goddess pose, which a lot of people call horse. I think it's both the same. The shoulders are over the hips. The belly is kind of tight, so we have this, again, this straight torso line. We're breathing in the nose, drawing it in, pushing it out. We're staring just straight forward into nothingness. Like there's nothing there. We're staring through everything. Straight the legs. Turn the toes now so they're running directly straight forward. We're going to reach up, and then we're going to fold down probably a little bit off the mat, maybe touching the bare earth, because we want the shoulders above the wrists. And then, if that wasn't enough, we're going to move the right hand to the center underneath your nose, and we're going to reach the left arm up, putting a twist on it. Try not to move the hips too much. Try to move the shoulders as much as possible. And once we got that, again, we lengthen the tail to the crown of the head like our arms are a bow and the arrow is our spine, and the top of the head is the point of the arrow. Excellent. Go ahead, switch the hands. Same deal. All right. This side's better. I'm going to leave you on that one. Easy. Let's stay a little tiny bit longer. Great. Push yourself up to standing, reach the arms all the way out, and then bring the hands behind your tail, intertwine the fingers, pushing the palms maybe, especially if your upper back bothers you, I will push the palms together. Otherwise, this is acceptable, but I like palms together. We look up, and we're going to fold down into the wide-legged forward fold with the fingers interlaced behind us, coming up off the back. And they're coming way up off the back if the body is allowing. Some of us will someday get the pinkies down on the mat. Take your time. Keep breathing. All right, let the hands fall down. Grab the shins, the ankles, or the big toes with the peace fingers. If you get the big toes with the peace fingers, please pull the elbows away from your ears. Breathing and reaching. We're getting taller. Oh, let's just stand. Let your head readjust. We're going to shorten the stance, so we want the feet on this next one to be about 3.5 feet. 3.5 feet if you're taller than me. We're going to turn the right toes to the back building, the back of the space. Left toes are out 45 or a little bit deeper, or I'm sorry, a little bit less. And reach the arms all the way out. Good, so choices. Hands behind the back, intertwining fingers, elbows, or reverse prayer. It's a little harsh on the shoulders for some of us. We're going to keep the legs straight. We're going to look up, and then pyramid pose as we fold the nose down towards the knee. We want to shift the shoulders slightly over to the right, and we want to square the shoulders to the earth. Want to breathe. If your nose touches your knee on a straight leg, start looking to your toe. Anyways, we're just breathing and hanging out here. We're going to get all the usual extra parts in a different manner today. So just a couple more breaths on this one. So in the Ashtanga practice, all of the poses are shifted like this, but we're on the crooked ground, so I only do like one. So come up to standing, and we're going to pivot. So we're going to turn the right toes into 45, left toes out to the front of space. Bring the arms out so you can get a full squaring rotation of the chest. And then whatever you did with the hands, do it again, whatever way you did it. And then we're going to fold down again, straight legs, breathing. Little bit longer. Breathing in, hearing it in your nose, feeling in your body, pushing it out. Same deal. Alrighty, let's step on up to the top of the mat. You can shake the feet out and the hands out a little bit if you like. And we're going to stand with the arms out like a big capital letter T. We're going to feel the right foot getting a little bit light, and then we're going to lift that right foot slightly off the ground as we come into Warrior 3. It can be just really light like this, or you can come all the way until the body is parallel to the earth with the straight standing leg, which would be like a capital letter T. Here's where we'll do the options. Those of you that want to, Ardha Chandrasana, we put the left hand down, the right arm up. Mr. Sandman. God damn it. You switch the hands if you like. That's hard, twisting the moon. The moon doesn't want to be twisted. The moon's in charge. All right, stand, shake it off, forget it all. Except for me, I got to remember so we can do the next spot. Okay, so arms out again, standing with the arms reaching out. So now the right foot is taking the weight, the left foot starts to come off a little bit. Yes, is this the other side? I sure hope so. And then wherever you end up. So we're trying to balance, and there's some work standing on the leg. So what do? We breathe. Those of you who want, stay right here. Those of you that prefer, right hand down, left arm up. Ardha Chandrasana. Woo! Damn it!
Oh, it's hard work.
And if you want to switch the hands, go ahead and switch the hands. All right, step to the top of the mat, shake it off. Forget that we even started the yoga class, like we're going to be at the beginning again or the end again or whatever. Okay, so let's do tree, standing on the left foot. We're going to lift the right. Now you can lock the foot up against the leg high, so it's not pushing on the knee, or right out in front. You're going to have hands to the heart. If you got your wrists are sore from the computer, you can turn the palms up. You can also make the funnel. So check it out. And so this bent leg is trying to open up flat. So imagine a really short person standing in front of you, pushing the leg back and the hip back. I used to say something else, but it's not PC anymore. Running out of things to say. All right, let it down, step it out. And let's do the other side. Standing on the right, we'll lift up the left. You'll be out here. And in fact, out in the front, because eventually it kind of goes into a lotus. Otherwise, which is extreme, don't do lotus. You can if it goes easy. But if you do, I'm going to come around, we're going to do something else, right? It's not punishment exactly. Let me add this hand. Oh, almost. Now touch the sky. Now touch the ground.
Now touch the ground?
Yes. There it is. It's all. Now look up. And then come back up again.
There's no way I'm coming back up though.
Okay. All right, put it all down. Step it out again. Let's go back to standing on the left foot again. We're going to go same side today. So we're going to lift the right leg. The right hand is going to grab the right knee. The left hand is going to go on the hip, and that leg is pointing straight forward. Those of you that want to, if it's anywhere near accessible, can come with the peace finger and grab the big toes and begin, even if you're only beginning to extend the leg, but you must stand straight up tall on the left side, the whole body. So I like to hold the knee. We're going to stay here a little bit. We're going to breathe here a lot. We're going to keep a hold of the knee or the foot. We're going to open that leg out to the right as we look to the left. Still standing tall. Still breathing. Don't let the foot go down. If possible, come back to center and hold the leg out on its own. You could have hands on the hips like this, or you could reach all the way out. Nice job. Let it down. Step it out a little bit. So now we stand on the right foot, and that was very dramatic. We lift the left up. Left hand grabs the knee, right hand on the hip. or extending the leg if you care to. The peace finger, again, it comes from Ashtanga. Some people just grab the foot, you know, whatever, but that's the way it was burned into my mind like that. Stay standing up straight. The left leg goes out to the left as we look to the right if possible. Breathing, standing tall on one foot, different center of gravity. Back to center, leg goes out on its own. And even if you had it bent, let's have it kind of in the direction of straight on this one. Here we are. Nice, let's squat. So in the squat, well, you might have to adjust it a little bit, but my feet are just a tiny bit wider than my hips, just slightly. And the elbows can push against the knees, folding open as you sit up through the back. You don't have to, but either way, sit up through the back. And this is on our way to somewhere else that you don't have to go. So, we're going to go to crow, and I'll walk you kind of slowly through it, but I say don't do it. But if you like, we'll kind of lean forward and put the hands down flat on the earth. And you feel your legs pushing against the back of your arms. Put it so the shins are against the back of the arms. You got to kind of lift up on your toes for that. Once you feel that weight in your hands, take one foot off the ground and then the other. Otherwise, we stay in the crow. We take a few more breaths wherever you are. All right, great. Hands back down. Let's go to the tabletop for the cat and the cow. So, shoulders above the wrist, middle finger straight forward. Knees are 2 fists apart. Belly drops down as we look up, and as we arch the back, we breathe out. Just a couple of these today. I've been lollygagging. All right, please, back to center. I want to give you one more twist while we're kind of in the up. We'll get another one later, too. Step the right foot to the top of the mat and reach the arms up. Once here, as you feel stable, I would give the foot a little more distance unless it went already way up there. Yeah. We're going to breathe. You can open the arms like a funnel if you like, but if that bothers your lower back, which may seem weird because we're moving the arms, just have them straight up. We are now going to take the left elbow and swing it outside of the right leg, bringing the hands in prayer, pulling them into the chest, turning the fingers up to the face. You could stay right here. You could roll back on the ball of the foot that is behind you. It is the left one. Straighten the leg. You could open the arms out and away, furthering the twist. We're breathing. We're taking our time. We're doing what our body says is okay today. A little tiny bit more. Do you feel like you're going to fall over? No? Good. We want a little more of that. There you go. Oh, sorry. All right, back down to hands and knees for a moment. We're going to step our left foot top. We'll reach the arms up again. Then you can get a little more distance if you want, because that distance is going to stretch the top of the right leg. People will call this the quad, I believe. That's like stereo with 2 extra. Let the hips hang down. And right elbow swings outside. Hands in prayer pull in towards the chest. Fingers probably point up to your face. You could stay here. You could unhunch the shoulders. You can lengthen that back leg if you want. You can open the arms if you want, as long as the arm stays outside of the leg and as long as the arm doesn't push the leg So the knee stays over the ankle. It's got to stay there so don't push it around. Easy. Alrighty, hands back down. We're going to step back to the top of a push-up again. I thought you thought those were over. Belly and legs tight. We're going to lower down and hover 2 inches if we feel like it. Up dog, legs tight. Down dog, pulling up and back. We're going to point the right foot up over the back wall, and we're going to stay there a little tiny bit for a few breaths, a couple at least. Those of you that want to are welcome to bend the leg that is up, trying to point the knee to the sky. So yes, you have to flip the hip back, but we are trying to keep that armpit on the same side down. We are creating a point of tension. Yes, that's right. In yoga, we are creating tension, and we are breathing. Good. Throw that shin to the top of the mat, bringing the knees way far apart. It's the base of pigeon. It looks a bit like my arms are now. The shin is facing kind of the front of the mat, or that foot could come in tight so we don't harsh it out. Hands down or forearms down. If you're not comfortable with the pigeon, let me know. We can do other ones on the back, threading the needle here, which Kara is doing. Did I call you Kara when you should be Kara?
Yeah.
Such a bad fucking...
So many people do.
Yeah, what are you going to do? At least they would kind of remember your name. We're breathing. The bent right leg, that knee is a little bit outside the right bit of the body, outside the ribs there. We're going to stay a little longer. As you get familiar with this pose and as your body gets familiar with that pose, the bent leg, that can start to come forward until your shin is squaring to the front of the mat. That will be pretty much it for that. We got other stuff. There's always other stuff. You're never going to finish. Sorry. We're not getting to the end. One more breath, drawing it in, feeling it in the body. Pushing it out, feeling it leave through the nose, pushing out more. Great. Hands back down. We step back again, top of push-up. You go shake that leg that was bent. It was the right one. Shake the foot and the hip and the leg and the knee. Then we lock the top of push-up tight. We lower down, we hover tight. Up dog, legs tight. Down dog, pulling up and back. We're going to point the left foot up over the back building behind us here. Reaching that left leg like a 45-degree angle from the wrist to the foot. We're going to stay there for a little bit. And again, if I move you, I'm not saying, you know, I think this is how it should be for you. I have no idea how it should be for you. The fuck would I know? Bend the leg if you like. We're trying to flip the hip open. We're trying to keep the armpit down. It's fight. We're starting fights in yoga. And throw that shin all the way to the top of the mat. Bring the knees way far apart again. It's easier to reach the right leg further back. It's awesome. And hands down, forearms down again. Breathing in the nose. Feeling the body as we breathe it. Feeling the breath in the nose. Today the birds are in stereo. On Wednesday we will have them in 5.1. Stay here, please. Again, one more breath. We draw it in through the nose. We feel it in the body. We empty all of it, 110 out. Excellent. Hands back down. Please step back again to the top of push-up. This will be the last one. You can shake that leg out if you feel like it. That actually comes from climbing, not from yoga. And then tight body, lower down, drop down, up dog, legs tight, and down dog, pulling up and back. Alrighty, let's sit down with the legs straight out in front of us. Again, it's like we're standing, so the big toes together, the ankles a little bit apart. The feet, the toes are pointing straight up to the sky. We're going to breathe in as we touch the sun. As we breathe out, we're going to fold towards the toes. Then all the way back up, breathing in, and then back down again. Over and over, as they say in Kundalini. Push the palms together with the hands interlaced. Why am I pushing on one side? Because that is the side that needs it the most. All right, great. Touch the sky. Let's bring the arms down. We're going to stay seated. We're going to bend the right leg with the right foot flat on the mat. Cat in the hat. The left arm is going to grab that leg, cradling it. The right hand is going to go 6 inches behind your tail with the fingers pointing out and away. We're going to sit up straight, and we are going to look to the fence line. Those of you that would like to can take the elbow on the arm that is holding the leg, it's the left one, and put it outside of the leg, pushing with a little bit of force. So that would be like that, and we push against there, and this movement happens. Good, stay here, breathe. Any chance this will come in tighter? In this way, yes. Sorry about the knee in the back. Good. All right, let's unwind it. Let's do the other one. Right foot out, left foot in. Right arm grabs that left leg. Hand behind you, fingers pointing away. Again, you can put the elbow on the outside, and we push as we sit up tall into that. Could also straight that arm. Some of us will eventually get the wrap around. I think you need to switch the hands.
Okay.
Or yes, there you go. We're looking at the fence line, so we got laser beam to the fence. Let's come back to center. With both legs bent, we're going to bring the arms underneath those bent legs, and we're going to roll back onto the tail. So once we get a nice balance here, and if you're on a bumpy part of the ground, move around, get something reasonable. You could stay here. You could let go. You could straight the legs with the hands in prayer to the third eye, or the tradition is hands in prayer to the toes. If you want to go crazy, you could interlace the fingers and put the hands behind your head. Keep it in the core. Monitor yourself, don't overdo it, legs bent is fine. Cross the legs, grab the shins so the forearms are coming out and around the shins, the knees are pointing up. We sit up tall, the shoulders pull down, the top of the head reaches up. We're really accenting the neck, the tops of the shoulders, the trapezius area. And please, all the way back up, wherever you ended up. The breath is in the nose. We're drawing it in. We're pushing it out. The strength is in the core all the time. Cross the legs again. Grab the shins again. Sit up tall. Again. And here we go. Roll back onto the tail. We get the boat pose. And cross the legs again, sit up tall, really get those shoulders pulling back and down, the top of the head up. And please, one more, all the way back up. Excellent. Hug the knees in this time and roll back and lie down. We want the legs not crossed, they're kind of next to each other. We're going to pull the shins down like we're trying to pull the legs down into the belly. We just got a couple more, and then bring the nose up to the knee. Today we're going to use Plough as a transition, although it is a separate pose. Actually, first we're doing, I jumped ahead in time. We're doing bridge first. Feet down flat, feet on knees, 2 fists apart. We're going to lift the hips up. As you lift the hips, tuck one shoulder, then the other. Those of you that want to do Urdhva Dhanurasana, that's okay by me. We're only taking a couple more breaths here, though. Push the hips to the sky. Push the belly and the abs open. Great. Back down, please. You can hug the knees in if you like. And then this promised pose a while back was plow. We'll go in there, but just for a moment. Kick the feet up and over the head. The legs stay straight. The toes try to fall down towards the earth over the top of your mat. Let's today have the hands on the back because we're transitioning pretty quickly. And in fact, right here into shoulder stand, lifting the feet straight up into the sky. So I like the thumb and the forefinger kind of sitting under the hip bone so you can get that weight sitting down into your elbows. Those elbows, you can try to scooch them in a little bit closer so they're nearly the distance of your shoulders, or if they will actually go the distance of your shoulders, awesome and wicked. Oh, it's time for the next part of this pose. So, keep it light in the head, right? If it feels like someone's pushing the back of your head, let's put the weight in the shoulders. How do we do that? We can maybe bend at the waist or bring the feet forward away from your face, putting the weight in your elbows. In Kundalini, they do this at an angle, pointing the feet way out. It's really difficult, but it's not on your neck, right? It's in the elbows. But here, this is the way it is. This is shoulder stand. We're taking a couple more breaths. I'm going to shut up. Bend the legs, bring the knees down towards the ears. This is another pose, but we're just hitting it as a transition. Reach back, grab the soles of your feet, lower yourself into dead bug. We're going to stay there a little bit. Knees are now outside the ribs in the armpit area. Soles of the feet are facing the sun. They're catching the sun. You could rock around. You could stay still. Depending on the true depth of your bug. If it's only partially dead, you can move around a little bit. All right. Bring the knees into the chest. Bring the arms out like a T. The head is down. We're going to take a breath in. As we breathe out, we're going to let the knees fall to the right as we look to the left. If your legs are not falling down together, put your right hand on top of those legs, and that'll also let you know how far up the legs should be. Excellent. Let's come all the way up to our center point. Whoa. And over to the other side. Great. Same deal. Oh, it popped. Good. And excellent. Back up to center. Hug the knees into your chest. Thank yourself for coming out. Tell yourself you did a good job. Tell yourself again. And we're going to lay down the corpse pose, the final rest. If your lower back hurts, put the feet flat on the mat with the legs bent. That's all right and good. Take care of yourself. Otherwise, as we lay in the final rest, we think, well, if this was the end, how did it go? And if it is not the end, let's do something fun before it is the end. Okay. Let's move the fingers and toes a little bit. Let's rotate at the wrists and the ankles some, if you like. And then we'll all lay down even if the legs were bent, and we're going to extend out the fingers all the way behind us so the hands touch the bare earth over the top of the mat, and then lengthen the feet forward and pull your navel down and hold the core against the mat and the floor, the earth floor. Good. Bring the knees into the chest. And then go ahead and rock yourself up to a seated position or roll to your right and push yourself up with your left. Sit however you're comfortable. If you want to cross the legs, great. Once sitting, which we are, we'll bring the hands to the heart center and rub them together a little bit. Like you're trying to make a fire, a big fire. I'm going to reach the arms up and out like a big funnel to the sun and let it all in. We're going to breathe in as much as we can in through the nose. Breathe in. We're going to breathe in more through the mouth if we can get it. We're going to hold belly, legs, and maybe the floor tight for a moment, and we're holding the breath. Breathe in a little more. Hold. With a sound, we let it out. Woof! Bark it out. Woof, 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 woof. All right, thank you for coming. I appreciate it. At the base of the tree here is the bag for donations. If you can leave a $5, that's great. Otherwise, leave what you can. You can also grab my card if you want to hit me on PayPal or Venmo, or if you want to hire me for private instructions. Someday, come to my night classes. One is tonight and Wednesday, and next Monday we have a live guest from New Zealand, came all the way to play for us. As always, you're living your dream, don't miss it. Namaste. Whoop!